Mythic Squad, the People's Guild. Our passion for making monsters can't be killed. We breed the best pets, learn a lot, no regrets. Join us in creating excellence. Purple on our back, Mythic Squad on the chest. It's the Mythic Squad. It's Mythic Squad. All right, it's time for the Mythic Squad.
Excuse the delayed start. We had a pinch of technical difficulty that we still don't know what was going on, but we are all here now. Shout out to the Beeve. Shout out to Ogre Abroad. Shout out to our big winners that were in Mythic Mayhem, Ellie and Skiller. We popped some magic today. It's been a while since we saw what we saw, but I'm not stealing that thunder. Ogre, what's up?
Yes, big congrats to Ellie for being the first to hit a trifecta in our Crystal Kraken, right? She was the first one to win 3 times in one night. And that third one we had to scrape off until we had more people win. And tonight we opened that for her. We gave her a pick of the 6 summons. She chose the Thief Archer, and then we kind of rolled it back because we were doing some more summons. She ended up popping the first mythic we've hit in a while. It was pretty, very nice pretty.
Too.
Yeah, and from that, Skiller had a legendary priest with draconic wings pop that he decided to pay it forward, trying to go for those mutations, and he got something cool. But you all got a shot at a legendary priest with draconic wings.
Yeah, it's super dope. Oh wait, we got another prize too. That other priest, right?
That's right.
Yeah, because the legendary one didn't have draconic wings. The one before that just looked super dope. It had draconic wings, and it was like 2-tone beige and like darker beige. It
was a gardening priest. It had enchanting. It had light element. So those are some good prizes. Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
No, it's been a long time since we've had the beat on Ogre's Alpha.
What?
So you need to be here on Friday, so y'all can win that.
Oh yeah, be here Friday.
Event in Discord soon. Sorry about that, Starbuck. What are you going at?
I was going to say it's been a long time since we've had the Beeve with us here on Ogre's Alpha. Welcome back.
Thanks for fitting me in after 5 p.m. This is perfect time.
Oh, we'll always fit you in, baby.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
I didn't realize like 1 hour would make all the difference. Maybe when we switch it back to Thursday, we push it an hour back so you can join us.
That okay, time to get off work.
Yeah, that sounds like a vibe.
Oh yeah,
I'm down for that. Let's do it.
So breaking into the AMA update. Well, first off, holiday week. This wasn't really an update. They rolled it 2 days early just because they love the community. They know we appreciate them kind of answering questions, and that's what today was. Right? They just kind of came up and answered a bunch of questions and hung out with the community for an hour, and that's what this week was all about. The biggest update, though, was the fact that it was in Telegram. I looked earlier, and we had. I'm sorry, it was on X.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Throw it up.
I still haven't heard a good replacement for a tweet that shows both intent as well as action.
The biggest thing,
something, and where you're posting it. At X, like whatever. X marks the spot.
Twitter. I always say, yeah. They should be spots instead of threads.
Right. But anywho, the team popped up there, the first AMA on Twitter or X, if you prefer it. And when I looked earlier, we had like 56 views on YouTube, but there were like 236 people listening to the AMA on Twitter at that time or on X. So, yeah, definitely a smooth move. I like that. I think that's going to bring us some good exposure. What are you giggling about?
It's just funny that, we had 200 people tuning in on X, and I'm just picturing 200 beeves rolling their eyes in the back of their head, looking at lights.
I was logged in on 4 different devices, so I'm responsible.
Yeah, I saw you. I used the Mythic Squad account, and I was like, "Oh, there we are again." It's all right. The more the merrier.
The biggest thing I got was that Beetle Dude's list, everything that was on it got canceled and replaced with booze. So that's cool.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good holiday coming.
He said it. He wrote it. I clipped it. It's all booze now.
Hell yeah. So a few things that they basically just went over questions, as I said. Let's see here. When PvP was a big one. People are curious. We love the void hunts, and people want to know when we're gonna be able to fight each other, because it'd be like the blending of the void hunts and the duels, which are both awesome of their own right. So people are excited to see like the two forces combined into a mega PvP. And they said that what they dropped was at least after all basic characters are out, right? So that is the 12 base classes. We already have 4 of them out, so we need 8 more. They did mention they're going a little bit faster now, because the hardest part is figuring out the back end mechanics for the battling, right? All the different abilities that everybody has, and how they work with and against each other, trying to do that balance load or test loading or balance loading and test. Yep. Wow, that was hard to get out. Ha! All right. But yeah, so they did that, and it sounds like that's some good stuff. I'm personally just expectation management. I'm thinking like Q1 of next year would be a realistic timeline when we see PvP come out. Because like you said, we've got 4 out. They need 8 more. Might not be till the end, because we got the holidays coming up. So I'm thinking like the end of Q1, maybe early Q2, just to be realistic. And who knows? I might be very surprised. They might like start popping 2 out a week. But again, we got the holidays coming up. Like 3 out of the next 5 weeks are shot.
Right.
Did I just take my glasses off, or did you, Beef? Because you got really blurry all of a sudden.
Beef's on mute.
Yeah,
do it.
Muted.
Yeah, I took my glasses off. You guys are blurry too.
That's actually really funny.
I can't see if I squint like I'm mean mugging right now, but I'm just trying to see.
He was doing an impression of me, and I don't like it.
Come on, don't go there. I'm doing an impression of your half white side right now.
Hey, you know I'm Asian and I identify as he-ya.
I didn't know that, but noted. Okay. All right, where are we at here, boys?
All right, let's see here. Next one we got. Team is loving that the duels are being received well. I don't know if you guys have checked out Duels Season 6. I have. I like it. Unfortunately, you need like really high levels to compete, it seems like. There's no like beginner's level. That's my only detractor from it. But from everything I've played, it seems awesome, and I wish I had higher level heroes. Probably going to start stampotting a few so I can try to win some of those rings or something at least. I don't know if I'll be able to get an amulet.
Yeah, I actually did a champion match last night and got my butt handed to me. Shout out Rubito. He held on to it while I went against him.
Nice. I jumped into solos. I had fun. I need to jump back in there though.
Right.
Yeah.
Solos, I actually held my own. I got up into like bronze or silver or something like that. Then I was exhausted and had to wait for my guys to recharge.
I love the recharge option though, where you can play a little bit and recharge.
Where you can pay to recharge them.
Kind of dangerous, not gonna lie. I went until I was doing like 10,000 crystal for each retry the other night. Not crystal, but gold. 10,000 gold.
Right.
There was a lot of crystal too, but it was more gold. There was a lot of gold.
Hell yeah. All right, and we haven't mentioned yet, but as always, you definitely want to check out the full-length AMA either on Twitter or YouTube, because there's lots of good information we're just not going to drop here. We can't rehash the whole hour plus comment on it, otherwise we'd run out of time. It'd be like a 2-3 hour stream. But yeah, they talked about other good stuff, like there were questions about centralized exchange listings, game mechanics, expeditions, and tons of other cool stuff that's going to be coming out. So
yeah, that was kind of alpha. I didn't know that there was already a listing on a smaller Dex. It sounded like it had incorrect pricing, and they had tried to get in contact with them to get it updated and corrected, but communication fell, and Dreamer is going to get back in contact with them. Is that, you guys hear the same?
I didn't know anything about a smaller
I
dex.
didn't know
No.
anything there. I was focused elsewhere. I picked up.
Yeah, I don't usually care about the dexes and sexes. Honestly, I'm more focused on being able to get in and out directly without people having to use them.
If
Yeah.
the sex has a dex, I'm out.
Yeah, dex is definitely not my kind of sex.
Yeah.
Wait, but yeah, it is.
Well, for now.
I don't want it centralized. All right. Another big thing that the team said that I liked was they were talking about how the game is going to become more social with avatars and achievements that we'll be able to earn. So I think that'll be an interesting twist. I doubt they're going to put the ability to have direct chat inside of the game. They've discussed that, and that's like a huge pain in the butt. I seriously doubt they'll go that far, but adding other in-game social aspects coming up on PvP, I think that'll be interesting and fun. So when you're going up against someone, you can check them out and be like, "Holy crap! Look at all those achievements they've got," and you can be scared.
Right.
Just covered in participation medals.
Right.
Pick up on what they said about subclasses.
Pardon?
Am I jumping the gun? Did you write that down? Did you pick up on what they said about subclasses?
I heard that, but I figured that's going to be a ways out. I mean, it was an answer to the subclass question of when they're going to be implemented, and basically the answer was like
when all the classes are released.
Right, when everything else is out, and PvP is most likely going to be out. Probably a larger scale PvE and land stuff. Like, yeah, that'll be cool if they even go that direction. I mean, because in my mind, the simple fact that we have subclasses and those affect your ability to level up and where you get points, that does something all of itself. But I know that they've mentioned before that you will be able to like potentially cast some of the spells.
Dude, the subclasses are going to be the bee's knees, and that's why they can't throw them in there when the codex is incomplete and not all heroes are released, because it would just be a shit show to try to balance. I think they got big plans for subclasses, but it's just going to be the cherry on top when everything's done. So,
agreed.
Feels like it's going to be forever till we can play with our Dread Knights for real. I almost want to like wish I could like snap my fingers and go forward in time 6 months and just see if there's even any smell of Dread Knight. My money is on no Dread Knight in 6 months. What do you guys think?
I don't know. I see them. I mean, personally, I could see them sticking with the base ones. It all depends upon the market, honestly, and whether or not they've got enough of a bump coming in to where they could flesh out the team and do more things at once. That's just my personal feelings on it. But I don't know. I think after they get the base heroes, they're going to be then focusing more on other stuff like PvP, PvE, next chain. And then kind of slow roll all the advanced stuff. Because, I mean, if you think about it, a lot of them are going to throw the whole game into chaos. They're going to take a considerable amount of time to figure out, like, how much more powerful is a Dread Knight than a Dragoon than a Dark Knight. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of nuance there. It'll be interesting.
I mean, for those who exclusively offer their entire roster to the pit in hopes of a Dread Knight, I hope to see the Dread Knight sooner rather than later. 6 years is what Sticks Intern says.
He's really trying to trigger you, and it's working. But I think there's going to be other avenues where our Dread Knights will shine. And I mean, how far out do we think crafting actually is, or at least a version of it, right?
I could see it being next year sometime. I'm not even going to guess at how soon. I mean, this is not a quick game to be built. And again, a lot of it depends upon the market, right? Once the bull run starts kicking in, then they have a lot more money to play with. They can hire more people and everything happens faster. We saw that during the last bull run. The team was like 3 times the size it is now. They had like 100 plus people, multiple development teams all working on things simultaneously. Now they're pared down to a skeleton crew to make it through the bear. But we'll see them flesh out again, no doubt. And I think we'll just see a lot of stuff start happening all of a sudden. We'll be like, holy crap, what's going on? And yeah, that's when you start marketing.
And high-level dreads are still king in duels. Karma's is not wrong. So
yeah, right. That's true. I'm not going to stop going for dreads. But dreads are king.
That's like just why, or like all these people that are not focusing on the Zerker, Scholar, like those other 4 classes, like there's going to come a time where comes out and those are going to pop because Now everybody's trying to make up for the fact they have all these dreads and they need all the other ones so that they can pair it with the dread to summon. So everything that's hot now is going to drop, and everybody's going to be focused on getting the other side of that equation so that they can try to get that transcendent tier.
And to top it all off, like you said, the other classes aren't released to go climb the tier. That would create some movement, I think. But also, God damn it, what were we just talking about? I got my dad calling me over here. Summoning?
Yeah, and dreads, and then the fact that the seers and all them are undervalued.
I can't remember. It was a valid point too, but it'll come back to me. Carry on. It's all good. I'm linear. We all know this.
That's all I really have. The only thing I have left is Ogre's Alpha. So, I mean, you guys don't have nothing.
Well,
anything I missed?
Other than the Mythic Squad streaming tonight at 8:30 Pacific, 10:30 Central, 11:30 Eastern. We'll be taking that time off to spend with our families, and we hope that y'all are doing the same. But we'll probably give some cool stuff away tonight because it is our thanks stream. We're going to kind of just fly by the seat of the pants as to see what we're giving away. But we always got good stuff. And then Friday should be fun. We'll have our normal Crystal Kraken Day. But we obviously don't have a shootout this week for anybody that's been looking for it. Be sure to tune in on Friday for Mythic Mayhem. What time did we agree on, Ogre? I don't remember that part.
I think last we had talked about was 11 a.m. my time, 9 a.m. your time. You said you're having Dragonfly Tales on at 7 a.m. your time, though?
Yep.
So does that work for you? You have him 7 to 8, have an hour break, and then at 9 we go live?
Yeah, that works for me. 9 a.m. Friday in Mayhem. Most people are off anyways.
I remember what I was going to say now.
What was it?
It was, don't get too down on yourselves for thinking Dread Knights are going to be utilized in these activities way far out. Because, don't tell me I just did it again. No, okay, I got it. Because
right. I'm so glad I was like, jump on, beef.
Well, listen, we're going to look back at this time as the golden era to go for the gusto, to build these heroes, right? So who knows what the market does. Maybe token prices increase and all these things that we're doing right now become a little more risk in the cost that they cost to do them, right? So it'll slow down. So I think to stack Dread Knights, stack all you can right now because the building won't be cheaper than this, I think.
What if they balance it so much that having a Dread Knight doesn't matter?
Then they did it wrong. They did it wrong. I'm going to say it right now.
I would say they did.
They did it wrong, okay? Don't do that, DeFiKingdoms team.
Yeah. They won't. They're going to be, I mean, so my understanding is the skills and the abilities and everything's going to be comparable, but simply the fact that they have a higher percentage of getting stat points on each level up, everything else is going to be even, but that right there will set them apart and make them more powerful, is my understanding. And I mean, to make it fair, they may end up having to nerf them a little bit, just to make it so that people can't just dominate with Dread Knights. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel like if you don't, then what's the reason of having a high investment for that hero? Like it has to be there. That's just how I see it.
Listen.
Like there should be a possibility. It's like Mama Boar. Mama Boar is bigger for a reason, you know?
I think all those 7% are going to be worth something in hold value. All those 7% mutations are going to mean something.
Yeah, we'll see. DeFiKingdoms, don't let us down.
Don't let us down
on you.
So, Ogre's Alpha, the biggest thing I have wasn't even really from today. It was just something I noticed over the weekend. And some of you may already have noticed it, so it might not be alpha for you. But for those that haven't been, I noticed that the pets and the elements all match crafting, right?
Yeah.
So I think that there is going to be something bigger to play. I mean, we know that they're going to come into play somehow. But if you have a pet with the matching element for the crafting, and then the hero also has the matching element, like
pet always matches its crafting.
Say again?
The pet
always matches its crafting.
But also they said that having a matching element won't be the only way to get into whatever you're doing there to be the top tier.
Right.
That there'll be other avenues to do that too if they're not matching. but they didn't say that it wouldn't provide some sort of bonus on top of that, even though
Right.
they can participate, right?
The only two elements we haven't seen are dark and fire for the pets,
Yellow
right?
eggs, right?
Yellow is what I'm
so.
thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dark and fire.
Yep.
Mhm.
Still curious what those golden pets are going to be, or the golden eggs.
I think they're going to be mounts.
Well, I thought that got shot down though. Didn't that recently?
I think it's just going to be like a bored beaver NFT collection. And
be awesome.
that would be so rad.
They just
Don't let
take
me
like
down, team. Don't let me down.
they just
Go
take like
ahead.
the top 100 most like vocal people out there in the community and make like a little meme cartoon version of each, and like that's what those goldens are. It's all of us.
That would be fun.
We need to sell like or not even sell, just give it away. Something that where people can take their pictures and then it takes that picture and defies it and turns it into a DeFi person. Whether it's normal clothes or like in-game clothes. Like, could you imagine Ogre's walking around in his Mythic Squad hoodie and some boar pants?
Oh, that would be cool to have like some.
And Worm says that did get shot down. I don't know. Even if they say it, I don't believe him.
No, I don't know if that's what he was referring to.
I mean, I think that's the only thing I referred to getting shot down was the fact that they might be mounts.
Yeah, that's what he was talking about. That's what
Yeah,
I mean, it's got to be something pet related. You can see the pet on it.
Yep.
They have said there's going to be mounts, but they're going to be mainly controlled by landowners. And there's, I don't see a reason why that still can't be the case. Like, I don't know.
I don't know. There'll definitely be something interesting. Maybe they're going to be like a special type of pet specifically designed for traveling on the map to where it like lowers chances of encounters or assists in chance of encounters, because we already see that they're creating aspect specific equipment, right? Like equipment that's only going to be useful in duels versus equipment that's only useful when you're PvEing, or stuff that's only useful when you're like certain pets that are only useful when you're gardening or foraging or whatever. So yeah, I
Watch
mean,
them have it not really fully thought out yet, and they're getting ideas from the stuff we say. Just like page 10, I'm convinced that it was just never thought all the way through, and that's the reason we never saw it.
to a degree, I don't think you're wrong, and I think that's part of the power of it and how they can pivot and stay ahead. Like, it's a create your own adventure that we're all living. They've got their ideas and they know what's real and what's right, technically sound, but I think they're also listening to us and taking input where we have and can and will again impact the direction they're moving. Not necessarily you, the three of us on this stream, but the community in general. Sending a letter in at the right time when Fox is going, I wonder which way. And then like he gets something from somebody and they're like, blah, 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 this way. And he's like, well, there's the answer. That's the way we're going. Like, I know that that's happened. You could not convince me otherwise, although I don't have any proof. You know what I mean? But yeah. I definitely feel
they've already implemented like 14 of my ideas, so but I'm not looking for credit here. So
I mean, that's the root of a decentralized game. Yeah, that is one thing they could be better at, is throwing credit around.
No, I'm just kidding, man, dude.
Oh no, it's true. Like, honestly, you're not the first person to say that. I've heard that from like community developers who have ended up leaving the ecosystem, or creators that ended up leaving. Like, that was my idea, and like I shared it with them and saying I want to do it with them, and then they stole it. And I'm not saying that's the way it went down, but that was the way they felt. So like communicating more effectively is probably something the team could do better. Which, I mean, not knocking the team, they're freaking amazing.
They've done a really good job.
Like,
they've done a really good job from where that first started out along those lines to where they are right now.
Oh, they're amazing.
Which is awesome, because usually in bear markets teams get worse. And I know it got smaller, but I feel like it also got better.
Yes. Well, and it also got bigger, right? Yeah. You have people volunteering to be on the team. Like, I don't even know how much they got hired for, right? Because it was brought up that like the team isn't even making like a full salary of what they should make or could make in this field. So, and then you have new people coming on, so you know that they're not either, and they're well known in the community and freaking beasts in their own right, and yet they're joining the team for something less than they're worth. That says something right there to me.
Yeah, I mean, they just had KP join. That's pretty big. I mean, we've seen him with not Magnus. Who was he with on? It wasn't Magnus.
Pardon?
He
Winston?
was just on with not Winston.
Oh, Pinecone.
Pinecone. How do I forget that?
'Cause he's
You know, it's interesting how they all got their names, and it's funny how Pinecone just saw a pinecone. I think that's what he said, or something like that.
So it was
And
something like that. Like he was
Fox
looking
had,
out his window, daydreaming, and like that was what they asked. Like that's what he focused on, or something silly like that.
I love that
Yeah.
he looked to the universe and the universe answered. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
Pinecone is the pineal gland of the team with the all-seeing eye that doesn't talk much, but he sees everything. My man. All right. Well, as I said, 8:30 Pacific, 11:30 Eastern. Beef, thanks for joining Ogre's Alpha today. See you next week, hopefully, and probably an hour later. Who knows? Who knows? But Ogre, send us home. Should we bullish us out or do some Mythic Squad music?
I said we go both. Why not do a little bullish and then howl in the music?
All right, here we go.
All right, send it.
Do you have Intern's original Mythic Squad song that he sent a long time ago?
It's too long to fit on this.
Is it?
Yeah, I even had to shrink the Mythic Squad ones about the maximum.
I just love those old audio clips of everybody.
Hell yeah, they were great. Although I agree with Starbuck, like for intro outros, you want to keep it to like 30 seconds on the outside.
I know, but I just send it to me. I want to listen to it.
All right, we're ending the stream.
Mad love, everybody. Later, yo.
Yes. We're the Mythic Squad, the People's Guild. Our passion for making monsters can't be killed. We breed the best pets, learn a lot, no regrets. Join us in creating excellence. Purple on our back, Mythic Squad on the chest.